Hello, everybody. My name is Samudra Schaefer, founder at Typical Media Group. We are excited to showcase a new platform today called TMGCast. It is a modern cloud native platform for radio broadcasters, built for radio broadcasters of all size. Built on a custom engine, TMGCast is designed to simplify your workflow while guiding you and giving you the tools professionals expect for a affordable price, which by the way our plans are $9.99 a month starting, which is a great deal by the way. So everything in TeamGcast starts with Workspace. Workspace is like your company, okay? Basically, you would probably only see one, but let's say you would be able to choose here what company you're in or the network you're in. So when we're going in here, you see your station. Up next, your streams and your current listening analytics. Here we have your library. Upload your songs. I'll take a deep dive in this in a more in-depth video. This is more like an overview, but essentially, you can tag a song to multiple categories and multiple stations at once, which will go into your clock builder. And under here we have your playback. This is so if you want to change the pitch, normalize the loudness of the songs and that kind of stuff. And then under rotation is like the easier way for your program director to understand how is your current songs organized and structured. Categories is where you put your categories. You make them over here. You make them over here, down here. Choose the type and the color and the default processing profile, which you set over here. And you can even set rules. For example, if the genre is rock or something, it will skip it. Okay. So next that we want to show you is this Ask Castor button. Now essentially what this does is essentially a clock, an AI like helper, okay? So essentially this can help you better organize station category. Think of it like a music director on steroids, okay? It can basically find the songs very quickly and tell you what songs go where and why, and gives you recommendations. But of course it's AI, so take it as a grain of salt, okay? And then here under scheduler is the next important thing that most people would use. Is obviously your scheduler. You're on air now. You're up next. Steady schedule and week coverage. Under library, you can set up rotation targets. For example, you can set this category to have a goal to where it only plays 20 times a day, or something like that. And you can even assign them codes. So in the clock, they will show up as those codes. And then in the playlist system, we also have traffic. Traffic is for advertising clients, campaigns, tracking campaigns, and making sure their ads don't interfere with other competitor ads. That would be quite horrible if they did. And then next up we have is the broadcast clock here. So you can basically make as many clocks as you want, no matter how big or how small you want. And then here you can edit them, and then you can you drag the elements over to here, or click the plus icon if you're on mobile, and you can even add and make groups. For example, you can group multiple categories into one element, so you can have it playing all at once. But of course, depends on how you have your settings. It can either shuffle them or play it kind of play it in order. And then you can even on here, you can add song rules. Make sure that it only picks songs that have a certain energy, or make sure it only plays the latest from the category and not the randomly based on your rules. And you can even create and stack elements on elements. So it's just showing you how easy or advanced you can build your clock out. And under templates, this is basically you can basically make it to where you can design a template for a clock for a show. For example, it will play this category, but there will be some manual stoppage. For example, voice tracks, or even talk links, and things like that. And then imaging templates, you can set rules up for imaging. For example, if the imaging contains this, then don't play that. Then don't play it. Same with the ads and seasons. You can create a seasonal clock. For example, a Halloween clock, Christmas clock, New Year clock, July 4th clock, or something related to the holiday. Sign on, sign off is for legacy broadcasters. If you want to sign on or sign off every night or for a specific holiday, you can. It's more of a legacy solution than kind of a modern thing, because I don't really know modern stations who do it that way anymore, but it's still there. Stretch and squeeze is so if the clock is overran or underrun, it can drop the last song, switch the song out, trim it down, or remove a promo, or even at last resort speed up the song. You don't need to have stretch and squeeze. It is optional, but by default it is already on. Usually stretch and squeeze by default is on when you have a hard time event. For example, if you have a news weather bulletin you have to air at this time, or go from the live feed to a remote audio element, then basically it will speed up the last, or it would remove something to make sure it hits that mark exactly on point. Flows is like if else. So if time is this, then it will do that. Either go to live, pause, stop the station, start the station, restart it, or play a audio on top of whatever is playing. And then scheduling is where you set your actual clocks. So you click on your clock, and then you can drag it and make these little block elements. And then if you have holidays, you can set the holiday clock too. And you can even zoom in to the actual view, so you can fine tune it to the minute. And you can even zoom it in so you can dial it in better that way as well. And next up, the calendar is basically the week grid, but as a just a program view. So it would just show what programs you have. Programs is the programs like syndicated shows or a network program. When you want to bring in like a show file from a different syndicator or a live stream, you can. A network is so you can have it to where at a certain part you can break off to the local clocks for the local stations for local programming. And then under log is your log, and then this is basically like your log of what the clock made. Generate it. You can resync it, clear it, and change how far you want to autofill. And then you can drag these over to manually add, and it would tell you here any errors, any problems, if it had to adjust the clock, adjust the time, adjust the speed, etc. Or example, it tells you here the rule is relaxed because technically there's supposed to be like separation, but there's not enough inventory in this station to follow that rule properly. And then you can right click on these, voice track into any of these, or you can hit move up, move down, replace it. skip it, and insert track and remove from the log. The next one is Remote Studio. Remote Studio is probably the biggest point of this program. For example, this is showing the now playing stuff, automatic mode, live assist mode, and live mode. I think you guys pretty much understand live assist. It doesn't play until you hit go or the play button, space bar. But pretty much this station has it in automatic all the time unless they're doing a live show. Okay, but the log, this is basically the log in a remote studio form, so you can still right click it and same thing. Change timing, go to library, and then you can drag songs over as well, and voice track into any of these songs. So you can do this, and I'll show a little voice track marker thing, and you can hit the voice track here as well, and same exact thing. You can voice track, and once you're finished recording, you can drag this to organize your voice track and line it up properly with the song, the next song. Your hotkeys is like if you have sound effects, you can add sound effects here, play them like that. And then your rotator is so you can add a group of songs and fire them instantly. Distant VT is if you have a voice track that you want to send to multiple stations at once, which is common for networks or clusters who just has who has like a generic jock. Segue is pretty much the same thing, but instead of voice track, it's more like the mix of the song or the element into the next audio track. And then you have your remote sources. So this is for like external streams. And then under the faders, you can actually hook up the remote sources to here, and you can drag this down, drag this up to change the volume, like an actual hardware fader does. And you can also add a physical hardware mixer as well via MIDI. And this talk button, once I hit this will duck the audio down, and the mic will actually go on air. And then voice, under calls, you can actually hook up your phone system, which right for now it's a SIP phone, a PBX phone, and you can take calls actually live on air. Although I recommend you to not take it live on air in case they swear. That's why we have it to where it pre-records the call, and you edit it down. Anyway, you can also invite guests as well. So here, invite a guest, copy the link, and they're going to show up here with the webcam, and you will be live with them. Very cool. And then under chat with the other people on this studio. Easy communication. And you can hit settings, modify your settings, microphone, out, camera, and the MIDI surface. And then that's pretty much it of the remote studio and what TMGCast can do. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And hope you guys enjoy the little overview video. And I'll see you guys in another video. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. But anyway, thanks so much, and I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.